welcome back to Unstable. I am Jeff Steckel, aka Big Steck, and with me, as sometimes, is Alex of Chaotically Intolerant and Justin, a Kingmaker _DFF. Haven't had the full crew on for a while, but we got them. Busy guys. How are y'all doing?
Oh.
Not as good as the Colts.
Pretty good. Ready to talk some Colts football, good or bad. Maybe a little bit of both.
Doing that bad, Alex?
Maybe not that bad.
I'm doing better than the Colts right now. I mean, I put in my notice today, changing jobs here in a couple of weeks, so I'm excited to get that started. So
Hey, congratulations.
I guess I'm in better spirits in this team. I appreciate it. So yeah, we'll do the housekeeping. Still at 69 subscribers. I don't know if this is some kind of hilarious joke that everybody's pulling. We can't get up to 70. Just keeping it at 69, but definitely appreciate all the
69 on purpose. I see what you're doing, fans. I see.
We see. I mean, we had a short go up to 5,000 views. Didn't get a subscription out of it.
Oh,
not a single one. Come on, man.
You're already there. Just hit that sub.
Just hit the button. It's not that hard. But yeah, we are. I do have a goal for 100. Help us get there. I know we'll do it eventually, and we appreciate it. Make sure you like, share, hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything coming up. This was not a good game. The Colts sit at 4-6. It's a home game against the Bills. I mean, they were on a 4-game winning streak. Obviously extended it to 5. Not what we wanted to see. Injury-wise, they lost Ryan, and it looked like he could have come back into the game. He didn't, and I keep trying to say his name, Matt. I'll just call him Matt G. He let up 4 sacks, so it could have been better, but I think they were starting at 1.2 or 3 rookies on the line, so I think they did okay given the circumstances. I mean, at least in the first half.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out Bordellini. I definitely think he is the center of the future. I've said over and over, I feel like this would be Ryan Kelly's last season as a Colt. I just hope that it's not.
Yeah, and we're failing him.
Yeah, big time. We're failing a lot of people right now. A lot of these.
He wanted to go out on top, at least with a playoff run or a playoff berth, and it's
just an appearance.
Man.
Give us.
We're sorry, Ryan Kelly. This is we would try and do better for you, buddy, but we can't make that call for you, But yeah, I feel sorry for the guy, but yeah, he's been great for us. Gonna miss him.
Yeah, sure. And I can't believe I forgot to do it. Veterans Day. Appreciate all the sacrifice.
Shout out to all the veterans out there.
Absolutely. Appreciate the sacrifice.
To the veterans that are Colts fans, that's really not a good Veterans Day, man.
Yeah, no. It would have been nice if they could have gotten you all a win.
Yeah.
Well, at least they lost yesterday and not today.
Yeah, sure.
That's true.
We'll see what Monday Night Football holds.
No kidding. But thanks, everyone, for your service. We definitely appreciate it. It's not easy for them, certainly not easy for the families of those that are serving. So definitely appreciate that sacrifice. I predicted in this game the Bills winning 31-24. So I wasn't far off, unfortunately. And if we're being honest, the real score was 30-13. That was a garbage time touchdown that had no impact on the game at all. So, it was nice to see.
I didn't really understand that. It's like, all right, let's hurry up and score. Dude, we're not going to win. What do you just – I mean, for morale, okay, cool. I'm down with it. But, and really at that point, you're hurrying. A lot of times when you hurry like that, you get people hurt.
No. And I'm glad nobody did, and we'll get into what I mean by that here in a little bit. First, we got to talk about Flacco, man. I don't want to be eating crow on this, and I was one of the ones saying that Flacco needs to be in there. I don't think he should be. And I'm not saying Ellinger either, and I'm not even saying that Richardson was playing good, because he wasn't. I mean, we're just lying to ourselves if we say he was, but it's probably not. I mean, his completion percentage wasn't that bad, but what he's doing with those incompletions are terrible.
Yeah.
He's a veteran and knows better, and he's making throws that were just stupid. Like Anthony Richardson could have thrown any one of those, and at least he's learning from them. I mean, Flacco has nothing to learn from this, and Richardson isn't learning shit from watching this.
I'm curious if Flacco's hearing all the hype, about, he can come in and turn it around, and then he's out there just really trying too hard, and then this is the product we're getting, where he's trying to force things when, man, just take what the defense gives you.
I mean, I'll push back on not learning from it. I think this Richardson can see the mistakes that Flacco makes, because those are literally the exact same mistakes that he makes. I mean, how many times have we seen him throw just a horrible interception? Exactly like what Flacco has done. He can. This is. I mean, I think I'm a little still like pro Flacco, and I know that sounds crazy, but I thought of this as worst case scenario. Flacco loses 4 games against these really, really difficult defenses. You bring Richardson in with a boat full of confidence, a chip on his shoulder, no expectations. I mean, the season would probably be gone against New England anyways if you lose all 4. You can come out with nothing to lose. I mean, that's what you want against a pretty good Pats defense, but overall just not a good team. And then against Tennessee, you have 2 like layup wins that you can give Richardson to build his confidence back. So I'm still like, I'm perfect at this point. It's like, who gives a shit? Like, you can throw Richardson in there and he's going to get torn apart by the Jets and probably the Lions. And he's going to, you want to talk about confidence. That would kill his confidence more than him sitting. I mean, the great Bobby Knight, or the great Indiana coach, Bobby Knight, always says the greatest motivator is your ass on the bench. Right. And they're already saying he's been going about things differently over the past couple of weeks since he's been benched, and he seems hungrier. I'm perfectly fine if Flacco's still in there. Like, and it's not even about winning anymore. It's just giving him a chance to see things healthy. Because remember, he hasn't had a chance to sit when he's healthy. He's only been sitting when he's hurt. Yeah. So I still think it's fine. I think this is perfectly fine. Then you ride with him after Detroit. Or you just, I don't understand why they aren't putting him in like garbage time. Like, what the fuck does it matter? What are you getting out of Joe?
Backup, treat him like a backup,
Yeah, put him in there in garbage time. I'm also perfectly fine with that. But let Joe go in there, maybe look like shit, and then get the number 2s, get the number 3s from Detroit and New York, and build your confidence, and then trot him out there, start against New England. I think that's the plan. I hope that's the plan. We don't know what their plan is, and they're not going to give it to you. So it's not as bad as we're making it out to seem. It just looks really, really bad.
Well, to piggyback on that, I mean, Dallas did just combine for 66 passing yards in that game, so it could be worse.
It could.
That was pathetic.
And we were, I think, just like football fans in general are such prisoners of the moment. Like, yeah, we look really bad, and people really think Richardson is going to be better than this, because once again, the statistics will tell you you're going to get about the same thing. I think they even said in the Buffalo game, like, we have 60 more rushing yards, or we average 60 more rushing yards with Richardson, but you average 60 more passing yards with Flacco. So in the end, it's evening out. This is what do you want, And when you have, like, you want to point to Taylor and the offense being more dynamic with Richardson and Taylor, why are they not running the fucking football as much? And we can piggyback, or we can go into that later.
Yeah, we definitely are. I mean,
I think this is more an indictment on the play calling. This is 100%. It's been all year, and it hasn't been the discussion in Colts circles. The discussion should be play calling here. That's the issue. It just is. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, going from Jonathan Taylor, plenty of big plays, back to back to, what was it, 4th and 1, 4th and 2, and then boom, now we're passing the ball. Why? Stop going away from stuff that's working.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a second. It's a big segment about Taylor. And
I thought we moved past that from week 1, week 2.
No,
but it's
gotten even worse.
I think I even texted in the group chat like at halftime. I was like, I'm just afraid they're not going to run him again.
Oh, well, I mean, you jinxed it. You jinxed the shit out of it.
Yeah.
just-
Shane's looking into the group chat.
It's just like when goddamn Sky, what is that, Skynet or whatever the hell it is, been tapping into our phone text and relaying it to Shane's
yeah.
Bastard. But so there was a screenshot that I saw, I think on X. Cody Felger posted it, and I just kind of wanted to ask you guys, compare this season with 2022. Not as bad, just as bad, or worse.
Come on.
I voted worse. I voted worse. Like, we finally have a rookie. We're still starting, a retirement home quarterback. Still a disaster. I mean, it's not like we're going to win the next 7 games. I mean, like, we want to. It's not going to happen. Yeah. They're not going to go 11-6. And
let's just be real about that.
That was the threshold that we said coming into this game. It's like, you got to win like probably 11 games to have a realistic shot at making the playoffs. Yeah. It's not going to happen. Like, this team, best case, wins another 4 games. I can't even really see them as an above 500 team. Yeah, like they still have a tough few games ahead. It's they might come out of this losing at least 4.
I've been seeing a lot of these Colts pages saying this is the darkest time in Colts history.
Oh, I don't know.
What the fuck are you talking about? These kids start watching football.
It's far from
Curtis
dark.
Painter, you want to talk about darkest times?
Yeah.
Curtis Painter would like to speak with you. Andrew Luck's retirement, literally like 5 years out from that now?
Oh, yeah,
5 years ago.
That was pretty bad.
That's really what gets me. These people are just prisoners of the moment. Yes, this is not good.
Like, I'm not gonna... for 5 minutes. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah,
this Ballard era has been like I'm off the Ballard. I'm off Ballard.
They got to move on.
I think he drafts well, but beyond that, the dude hasn't won a playoff game in what is this, his 8th season? So it'll be like what?
You got to look at it.
He's not winning one this year.
I wish they would put him as like some sort of head, like the head scout or something like that. Like, let him control the draft.
You're right, Jeff. Yeah. The dude can draft like a motherfucker, but he's not doing the other things that a general manager is supposed to do.
Even in the draft, he had historically been aggressive, and I talked about this in one of the last episodes of Unstable. He'd been aggressive in previous drafts. He gave up a first for Buckner. Loved the trade. He moved up in the 2nd and 1 and got Jonathan Taylor. Loved the trade. It worked out pretty well for him. And then the last couple, he hasn't done shit. He hasn't moved anywhere. He had a glaring need in the secondary. He stayed put, fell back actually to grab Adonai Mitchell. He had 3 mids where he could have easily packaged the 3 of them together to move back into the 2nd. And McKinstry and Cooper DeJean were both there in the 2nd, early in the 2nd. And you still could have grabbed Mitchell. Like, he wasn't aggressive at all. Like, he's almost doing that prevent defense style what prevents you from winning. He's managing it the same way. Like, you're not doing anything in free agency. You're not doing anything to make a trade. And I'm not saying that L'Jarius Sneed would have been the answer. I mean, he's not doing shit with Tennessee either. But do something.
Who is?
Do something.
Tennessee.
But there weren't even reports of any serious activity though.
Yeah.
Right? Like, at least fucking try. Put an effort out there. You can't just depend on your draft skills every year, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, he did say
it's time. It's time to get rid of him.
He said
that. Yeah, I mean, I've enjoyed the Ballard experiment. Yeah, we haven't got the playoff, but like Alex, man, it's time. Sorry, Chris, man. Wish you luck, buddy, but it's time to move on.
Sometimes it's just time to move on. It's not. Let's just things get stale.
It's just.
I think he's. I don't know if this. I don't think Steichen has lost the team. I think Ballard's lost the team, and the coach. Like, it just seems like
I don't know. I think
Steichen is just as guilty
play calling though.
No, he is.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Well, I've been to much scrutiny. I've been very against Steichen since last year, and everyone was like, "Oh, well, they went 9-8 with Minshew," and I'm like, the play calling's horrible here, guys. What are we talking about? Like, in the it's not like it's the obvious moments. Like, why is Tyler Goodson in instead of Jonathan Taylor against Houston? You know, why are you trying to run the same play to Goodson like 4
times? It worked once.
And like again, I feel for the guy. I feel for Goodson. Like I really do. But
I don't. He dropped it twice.
I don't agree with it. But let me ask you.
I feel for him because he's a player. He's doing his best. Like it's not. He's just trying his best, and he just didn't have it. Like I'm not gonna hate a guy for that.
Okay.
That's not something I'm gonna hate somebody for. They're human. They make mistakes. It is what it is.
This is still a Steichen thing. But let me ask you something. This whole thing with Flacco, Anthony Richardson, whatever. Some are saying that it wasn't Steichen that made the call. They're speculating it was Ballard. And to kind of jump on that, like, is it Steichen that's more on the hot seat a year and a half into his career with Indianapolis, or is it Ballard, who has now 8 seasons without a playoff win? Do you think he's more meddling into this roster and saying, "Oh, we need to win now," and that's not working either? Like, I think.
Do you think they would swap a GM before they swap a head coach that easily? I mean, normally it's the coach who goes first because the GM is always going to have that sway with the owner. You know.
Yeah.
He's the higher paid guy. He's the one he's the boss, right? He's the coach's boss. It's very rare that we've seen the coach stay and the GM go. Not saying it couldn't happen, but that's just something that Jim Irsay is going to have to evaluate. You know, hey, like, how's my team look compared to my team build and all the operations?
We saw how it was whenever they tried to do one and not the other. If your GM is going to be limited, you know, like the pool of GMs is going to be limited. If Irsay is hell bent on keeping Steichen, now you got to find a GM that's willing to work around that because it's not his guy. Now he's going to be handcuffed to someone that he didn't pick. Like, this isn't his dude. There's not a lot of GMs that are going to sign up for that. So
and especially you have a head coach or an offensive coordinator who is supposed to be this generational talent coming out of Detroit who wants to go to a team that is in a position to win right now, in the best position. Look at the other teams in the league that have coaches that are either on the hot seat. Who has a great position right now? I mean, you think you're going to succeed with Trevor Lawrence?
I mean, that you're going to handcuff to a fat ass salary if you go to Jacksonville.
I mean, Anthony, listen, the Indianapolis Colts are. I think we say this like every single year. It's like a great position to win. You're in a great chance to win. I would see them getting rid of Steichen. If Ben Johnson picks up the phone and says, "Hey, you're one of my spots," I'd love to see what I can do with Anthony Richardson.
Come on, Ben Johnson.
You have to pick up that phone call, right? You have to pick up the phone.
I'm definitely answering.
Idiot not to answer that phone call.
I'm definitely answering that.
Yeah.
Because Ben Johnson, with the talent, with the roster that we have, come on, man. You see what he's doing in Detroit with. I mean, I don't want to compare like Amon-Ra St. Brown but we have very similar talent, right? So bring that over here and see if you can make magic. Give it a 3-year, 4-year experiment. See what happens. Maybe that's what saved Chris Ballard's job.
I mean, that's what Anthony Richardson is supposed to be, a 4-5-year experiment where in year 2, this would line up perfectly. I mean, it would line up very easily.
Worst case scenario, you gave him 2 years to try out as head coach. Okay, it didn't work out. Now you're out of Ben Johnson, out of Anthony Richardson, and let's go on to the next era.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
So I guess we've come to the consensus that Ballard's at fault for not being aggressive. He hasn't addressed key positions. Irsay for letting Ballard persist. I mean, I feel like 5-6 years is more than enough, and it's carried on for another 2. So Irsay needs to make that change, and if you're going to make the GM change, you got to do the overhaul. I mean, it would suck to see Reggie Wayne not be a part of the staff. There's a couple I feel like that would be worth
I don't know if he would leave, to be honest. They do keep those like assistant coaches.
Yeah.
I don't think Irsay would allow that to happen. There's no way Irsay lets Reggie Wayne leave. The dude's royalty in Indianapolis. There's no way if everybody else got fired, Reggie stays. I guarantee.
Look at Andre Johnson in Houston. His position. I heard Arian Foster talk about this. Arian Foster was like, he asked him, "Hey, well, like, you're here. Like, what the hell is your position here? I don't know what your job is." He just goes, "I'm Dre." Like
I'm Dre. Yeah, I'm here.
I'm Dre. I'm here. Like I do what
My
I do. I bring the vibes every day. Yeah, like Reggie will be there. I would be beside myself if they got rid of Reggie Wayne. Like that's
like if Peyton said, "Hey, I want to be part of the team." That you don't say, "What do you want to do?" You say, "Yes, sir," and that's it.
Yeah. How high do you want me to jump, Mr. Manning?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh shit. Yeah.
If
yeah,
Andrew
That's why
Luck
it's the house
walks
that
in that
Peyton
building,
built, not
I think you
Irsay.
say the same thing.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
that's true. But I think if
his
Andrew
game
Luck walks in the
knowledge
building, you
alone,
say that.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just his game knowledge alone right there gets him the job.
Jeff Saturday? What do you say to Jeff Saturday?
Not head coach. You can be the line coach. You can be the offensive line coach.
just say you bring Dallas Clark to be
Okay,
the tight
look.
ends coach.
Can we get Peyton Manning back as the head coach? We'll get Jeff Saturday in as the line coach. We'll keep Reggie Wayne as the wide receiver coach. We'll just bring back all the maybe bring in old Dallas Clark for the tight end coach. Let's bring in all these fucking people back. What's free up to these days? Let's bring back the glory days, baby.
Bob Sanders, strength and conditioning.
There you go. Oh,
he was
Marvin
always jacked.
He was often hurt, man. Come on.
Just yoked. No, not hurt. I'm talking about strength and conditioning because he was always yoked.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of defense, though, I never thought I'd say this. Of the coaches, Bradley is surprising me right now. And, you can look at the passing yards and the rushing totals in this game. It's Buffalo. It's Josh Allen. They did more than enough in this game to win. They turned Josh Allen over a couple times. I think they played more than adequate against what a good Bills offense. James Cook averaged 4 yards a carry. I'll give up 80 yards to Cook, 280 to Josh Allen. I'll give up no passing touchdowns and 2 picks. Kenny Moore, that interception was spectacular. Like, it was just past him. He grabbed it basically by the end tip of the ball. Like, they're doing good. They're doing a lot better.
A lot of, and there's, I think I said in the group chat too, not a lot, if any, corners in the NFL make that catch. That was a spectacular catch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. As soon as I saw him, I'm like, God, he actually hung onto that ball. Like, it was a really good catch.
Yeah, Kenny's working his way up on the Ring of Honor.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah, he's definitely that slot corner.
He can. I think he can tie the franchise record for defensive touchdowns if he gets one more.
That'd be nice.
Hey,
I think he's at 4. He needs 5 to tie it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if he beats it, he definitely gets a spot up in the Ring of Honor.
Yeah. I mean, you could say there's nothing really in this Bills secondary that scared me going into it. Their best receiver had 86 yards, which was Hollins. Shakir, 58 yards. So the biggest threat was Dalton Kincaid, and he got hurt. So there was the secondary did its job.
Whatever happened before halftime was the deep ball at halftime. I was like, what the fuck are we doing, guys? Like, he escapes throws it up, and he's just right there. Like, it was just wide open, no defense, no one even going after the ball. I was beside myself. I was like, those are points you can't give up to the Bills. Those are things that you lose games on. And obviously we got, basically blown out. It was really like a 17-point game, but at that point it was close.
Yeah. Our defense deserves all the credit, man. They kept it winnable. They made a unwinnable game winnable.
Yeah.
Like, because our offense, outside of Jonathan Taylor, was atrocious. Okay, I can't say outside of Jonathan Taylor because A.D. Mitchell looked pretty good too. I was happy they finally started getting him involved, but I think, like we talked about early on in the season, is it was going to take some time for him to develop, and I think we're starting to see that evolve for him, and the game is starting to slow down for him. So that was good for him. But yeah, defense, hats off, defense. You guys worked your ass off, and I'm sorry that the offense could not turn some of your great stops and great plays, Kenny Moore, into points.
No, they couldn't.
Makes a great catch and got 0 points out of it.
I really like some of the stuff I was seeing Gus Bradley do, because I've been saying I don't think Latu is an every down, like, I think he's an every down player, but he shouldn't be down on the line in a 3-point stance every single play. I don't think bull rushing is his forte. Yeah. I saw him almost, I don't know, not as a linebacker, but he was playing off the line and just kind of shooting a gap that he thought would be open. He's doing a lot of different things now, Gus Bradley is. So I will give Bradley praises. It seems like he's finally changed it up and kind of leaning to the strength of what his players can do. And they're rewarding them with a lot of turnovers. They had a lot against, I think 3 against against Minnesota. And speaking of Minnesota, Donnie Mitchell, I believe that was the game where he had that spectacular catch on the sideline. We did kind of the quick toe tap. I think that was kind of the jumping off for Donnie Mitchell. Like, okay, this guy can ball if you give it to him. So, and then he rewarded him in this game. He had over 70 yards. Him and Alec Pierce were probably the most reliable ones in this game.
Oh, yeah. Now I get it. Pittman was out, but still, like, I mean, the kid showed you he's learned from his mistakes and he's ready to take that next step.
Mm-hmm.
Next step being more targets, right? Yeah. So I think he's shown that in this, and Steichen he's been seen to reward good plays. He got Stewart. Remember, Stewart had that great game, 16 solos, 19 total tackles, or whatever like that.
It was ridiculous.
And then he got more playing time.
Too bad he doesn't do it on offense. Too bad he doesn't do it with his multi-million-dollar running back.
Just out of curiosity, y'all just reminded me. Right? We were talking about play calling. There was, and I wanted to see where Steichen was going for. He rolled out Buckner, Grover, and whatever on offense. And I'm like, no, whatever it was, do the fucking play. I want to see what it is you're about to do.
Well, they thought it was going to be a 4th and shorter. I think they were going to bolster the line with them.
Do it anyway.
It was like a 4th and 2, and they were probably going to run it on 4th and 1.
Do it.
They still should have ran it on 4th and 1, but maybe not into the pile. They were expecting to run into the pile, get them to push.
To see it. I don't care.
That would have been awesome.
I want to see Buckner catch a pass. That's all I'm saying. Throw him out there like J.J. Watt. Have him play tight end.
Jeff sitting over here, run the damn ball.
Do it. Like it was. I would have liked to see him follow through with whatever the hell he was doing there, but so I guess it's now that we're happy, let's talk about how shitty this offense was. We got to talk about how completely they misused Jonathan Taylor. Before
22 carries total for the team.
20. It was 20.
22 rushes for the team, not for him.
Because Doolin had one. Yeah, gotcha.
Which is embarrassing. You've got a great running back. You should have more touches.
Well, in the first half, it was exactly what
the fucking story, though. That's every week.
Well, hold on. It was he had 15 rushes in the first half for 107 yards.
Yep.
He finished with 21 for 114, which means he carried the ball 6 times for 7 yards in the second half. Dude, what the fuck, man? And then,
it worked too well, so we can't do that anymore.
You got to stop it. I mean, there was of course,
that's literally what he thinks.
The excuse train came out, and they said, "Oh well, they were stacking up the run. They were stacking up. He's the only offense. Of course, they were doing it the whole game. They were just gashing him. But like, of all the times that he's pulled Jonathan Taylor from games, the whole fourth quarter, I can't remember who it was against. They pulled him in stupid-ass positions. He keeps running that same damn play with Goodson. He insists on making it work, like to justify it or whatever bullshit from that Texans game last year. But like, of all the times that you've taken Taylor out of the game, why the fuck was Jonathan Taylor on the field on the last drive of the game, and why is Flacco throwing it to him? He took 2 shots both times.
Why is Richardson not in the game?
What is happening right now?
Fuck it. You've lost the game. Mathematically, you've lost the game, right? Even the onside kick, it doesn't matter. If that's the case, bro, put AR in there and let him get the snaps. Come on, man.
Treat him like fucking. They put Dallas put Trey Lance in there. Philly put Kenny Pickett in there, and they were winning.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are we doing?
But I just can't understand the justification for Jonathan Taylor being there on the last drive and Flacco throwing it to him twice. Like, he shouldn't even be on the field. You're losing 30-13. There's not a chance in hell you're winning at this point.
Yeah.
I think Steichen heard he needs reps. They kept hearing it about, this guy needs reps, and he thought it was for Taylor. They were Taylor needs reps. He needs all the reps possible, right?
No. So he finished with 2 catches on top of his 21 for 8 yards. That's not what I'm talking about, dumbass. Like, Flacco shouldn't be passing the ball 35 times, especially not after he's thrown a pick 6. The next drive, he threw an interception right to the hands of whoever it was. Why is he still passing 35
Jonathan Taylor
times?
on your team? Come on.
Jonathan Taylor should have had 200 yards in this game.
This team should be the way they should be playing, and this would be with Richardson too. You should be Taylor first, okay? And when they run it on first down, so they do run it on first down a lot. At least in this game, they ran on first down. Where do you think they ran it? Right into the middle, right into the middle, right into the middle. They don't. Taylor is best when he's running downhill. When you get him with momentum and he like shoots through, a tiny little gap, especially on like those pitch plays. I love when they run those little pitch plays with him. And they don't even try it. They don't even they're just like, oh, we're just going to give it to you because we feel like we have to. And then he still runs it well when he's not set up for success.
Yeah, he's making plays. Yeah.
So he had 23 total touches. Those weren't the two receptions that I was hoping for. Not when the game is a loss, not when it doesn't matter, not when he doesn't need to take hits. Like he's had ankle issues. He's had, there's no reason for him to be taking a shot in a game that doesn't matter anymore.
Fantasy owners were loving it there.
And speaking of Shane Steichen, take the fucking points. It was 4th and 2 or 3.
He's Frank Reich Jr.
It would have been a 4-point game. They went back and scored a field goal, so it would have been a 7-point game again.
Yeah.
Now it's a 10-point game. Take the fucking. It wouldn't have mattered ultimately, but take the points. It might have.
Who knows? It could have mattered.
It could have shifted momentum. It could have mattered.
Because not only that, the points, like seeing points go on the board when your offense drives down the field and you come away with no points, that kills their. Again, I hear all this shit about Anthony Richardson's confidence. What do you think kills an offense's confidence more than anything? Running off the field on a 4th down with no points.
Yeah.
Take the points when you.
The defense is playing so well and you give them nothing.
Especially your offense is not down there that often. If they're not down there, you take the points when you can get them, and we need them right now, man. We need the points more than anything on the planet, and he's just giving them away. It's like in Moneyball. I know people hate Moneyball because the Oakland A's didn't work, but there's a scene where Brad Pitt, he's talking about bunts, and he's like, they're just giving you an out. Just take it. Just say thank you, and throw them out. Yeah, there's points right there that are much more of a given than a 4th down, like a 4th and 2, and you decide to fucking throw it with Flacco. Just those points are there. Just take them. Eat them up. Take them. But he doesn't want them. He doesn't want the points.
No. Yeah.
And where's our tight ends at?
Oh, they don't use them.
I don't know.
I didn't know we had any tight end.
Can we just cut them all? I mean, they're serving zero purpose.
Yeah, save some salary cap.
Mallory had a catch. Ogletree had a catch.
Oh, watch out!
Granson had 2 catches.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's bad. It's abysmal.
Mallory season, he had a catch.
And especially the Colts have such a storied history with tight ends. This organization has been built on tight ends.
Yeah, you just put one in your ring of honor. Wake the fuck up.
Yeah. Look at Andrew Luck. His biggest weapons were how he used his tight ends. That's how veteran quarterbacks use their tight ends. Peyton Manning used his tight ends. What the hell is the award in college for the best tight end? Isn't he a Colt? I can't remember 100%. But
John Mackey Award?
Yeah, the John Mackey Award. He is a Colt. He was a Colt. What the fuck
OG
are we
88,
doing?
By the way, the OG 88. That's my next jersey is John Mackey. But yes, you're right. Oh, yeah. Come on, use the fucking pattern of tight ends, and they're a historic monument on this team.
Shane Steichen hates tight ends. I don't know.
I don't know why. They work in the league. Look at Kelsey, Kittle, Gronk. I mean, these guys have Olsen, tight end bro. That's a thing. So
there's literally a day.
There's a day. You're a blocker,
I think Shane Steichen doesn't know that there's a tight end on the roster, or he doesn't know that they're on the field, and
he just thinks they're all big wide receivers.
Send that skinny tackle over here.
I feel like with Anthony Richardson, when he was on the field, the tight end should have been one of the top targets. Never. I think
scrambling quarterbacks need move tight ends because they can get open. I mean,
especially because they're bigger and he's going to miss them. He's more than likely to miss them. Bigger targets are just easier to hit. That's That's very
Yeah.
basic.
If you need an outline or a blueprint for that, Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. That's literally their whole offense.
Well, yeah, we're not saying that we
Or
have
it
Travis
was.
Kelce on the roster.
No. I'm not
We're
saying
not
that.
saying that, but
Well, not yet. There's a guy in the draft out of Michigan that's looking pretty good. But no. I get it. I'm not saying like where's Kelce, but saying use a player like they're using Kelce. Use a tight end like they're using Kelce. You know, like come on, man. Give him a shadow just in case there's nothing. You just dump it. At least get 3 or something. You know, and make the tight end make a play. But no, we got to do better.
yeah,
We got a whole
definitely.
position on offense. It's might as well not even be on the roster.
Like, so do we? I feel like most of the AFC South outside of Houston is probably about to hit the reset button. I don't know if the Titans are that close to it. I don't know if they're really on the hot seat, but I feel like Jacksonville has got to be in that conversation. They've got to be.
No, according to
the
their owner,
fans
this was the best roster they've ever constructed.
Oh,
So how can you go away from that?
They got it. They're
Well,
slamming on that
English
reset
is
button.
his second language to begin with, so we got
2-8. 2-8 is the best roster they've ever constructed, which that sounds pretty accurate for the Jaguars.
Yeah,
killing it.
And I got to feel like we're in that boat too. Like I came into the season, if the Colts miss the playoffs, I don't see Ballard as the GM in 25. I'm going to stick to it. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. I can't see how Ballard could justify. I mean, he can justify. I don't think the Colts could justify him staying as the GM in 25. Like this was the win now team you went into the season saying, and it's 4-6, and it's looking like
I think they're going to give him. I think they'll give him a deadline. If he can get Ben Johnson, they might stick with him. If they can get Ben Johnson on the phone,
man.
You think this hinges on making the Ben Johnson phone call?
I mean, playing the blame game, pointing that finger. GMs have done in the past. GMs have blamed their missteps on head coaches all the time. So that's the only way that Chris Ballard, I think, can keep his job and save face is if he says, "Hey, Steichen, you're not getting it done. Let's make a phone call." But it's got to be Ben Johnson. It's got to be because he fits our players so well.
Yeah, we thought that about
was Irsay involved in the oh my God, in the Richardson drafting? Like, was his meddling a result of that as well? Like, we took him because of Irsay. Do we even know? Because that could be Ballard's case. He could say, "You made me draft."
Did we try and trade up? I haven't heard anything about that either. Like, did we try and trade up to get somebody else, or were we set on Anthony Richardson? I think we just took the best guy available at that point. I mean, I'm not saying that was a bad pick. Right? I think at the time it was the right pick.
Well, I mean, they wanted a rookie. They wanted someone young that they could mold. They, like us, we still are tired of the quarterback carousel that we seem to never be able to get off of. So I understand drafting really, like you said, the best available quarterback at 4. I don't hate it, and I still don't. Like, I'm not out on Anthony Richardson. I mean, there's just so much physical ability. Like, can he just get his accuracy improved? Like, I don't think there's enough of a sample to say that he's always going to suck. I just don't think there's enough to actually say that. Right now, yeah, he sucks. But I don't think there's enough right now to say he's a bust, wave your hands, done with it, he should go to the CFL or something. I just don't think we're there yet.
No, he's still developing. He's still growing.
The people who are saying that grew up on TikTok. Like, they grew up with TikTok. They need the instant gratification. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Like, these people, they seriously just think, oh, he's not good. Like, it takes time. These things take a lot of time. Joe Montana sat for his first year, which and I think, again, I said he should have sat his first year, Richardson, and I still hold on to that. I think if he would have sat year one, sat and learned, and then you try him out this year, I think you would have gotten a different result because you wouldn't have had him hurt. Like, he wouldn't have had to be healing from the injury while trying to learn behind Minshew.
It's a shame you don't see that more. You don't see young quarterbacks sitting like they used to. You know, I think we need to, man, because it used to be a proven proven maneuver to do that. You say, okay, you're gonna sit here,
Yep.
you're gonna do this. I mean, I don't want to say, go the old, Aaron Rodgers sat in this and that, like, because let's be okay, Aaron Rodgers is a different dude, right? But it makes sense. It worked for years and years, decades, not years and years, decades. Whole eras of football. So if
I
you
think
really want to
Andrew
see
Luck.
this guy,
I love Andrew Luck. But that
You
draft
choose that.
class, fuck to the rest. Because
Yeah.
you look at that draft class, Luck, RG3, and Wilson. Wilson played his first year, right? Yeah, he did.
they all came out.
They all
and
came
killed.
out.
And played well.
And even
Great.
RG3 killed it, although he did get hurt that playoffs. Was it that playoffs or the next year's playoffs? It was that playoffs. They all came out and killed
Either way.
it. And that really fucked everyone else because then it just started this. I remember it started to snowball. Like Peyton was the only one who really came out and was like, okay, he's the starter, but he was pro ready. I think everyone knew that.
Then that first
it was
season
like, it doesn't matter.
was a
This guy's
disaster.
Yeah, those guys don't come out.
Which he also set the rookie record for touchdowns.
True. But
we can't forget he did set the rookie record for touchdowns. So it's not like he was just completely awful. He just couldn't take care of the football. But he had a lot of yards, had a lot of touchdowns. So it was like, it's there. This stuff is there. But like Big Ben sat behind, what the hell? Not Bobby Brister. I don't remember what the hell the name was. Eli sat. Did Drew Brees sit? Which I know he got benched. And a lot of people are like, oh, Richardson's never going to come back. Drew Brees got benched, went to another team and won a Super Bowl. So we're not over.
Yeah.
But
Tom Brady sat behind Bledsoe for he came in as a 6. He wasn't.
Bledsoe was such a journeyman for so many quarterbacks.
Yeah, but it's it's Tom Brady's even. I hate Tom Brady, and I know we all do, but he did say, man, it's a shame that they're doing these young quarterbacks like this. They're not giving them time. Like, just college isn't enough, and this is where baseball kind of has it right. They have a farm system. They have different tiers in that farm system, and then there's the majors when you're ready. And there's no system for these guys. Maybe they need to team up with what is it, the USFL now? Maybe there needs to be that B league before there's the NFL league. Like, we're expecting these people to come in and be able to just do. And the college doesn't run the same system as the pros. Most don't. Like Andrew Luck was one of the last examples that actually ran kind of a pro offense where he was more of a pocket passer. They don't do that shit anymore. It's all run. They don't give a shit about these players going off to the NFL. They really don't. They care about winning because there's so much damn money getting pumped into these pros. They don't give a shit about what they do in the future.
And the media puts so much pressure on these GMs and these coaches to win now. They're constantly like, I mean, who are they talking about? He's a first-year coach. They're already talking about him getting fired. It's not Callahan. Who am I thinking of? Oh, New England. The guy in New England. They're already talking about him being one and done.
Oh,
like Drake Hagan's like starting to show a little promise.
But like, you're giving him nothing.
Are we?
Exactly. Yeah, you haven't given him anything.
Yeah. Like, I hate the Patriots.
You can't expect the chef to make a 4-course meal, and all you're giving him is lettuce and tomato, bro. Come on.
Yeah, what is it?
Like, I'm still not like Jaden Daniels looks fantastic right now, but I'm not sold on him either. Like, we see regression in your sophomore season all the time. All the time.
We literally saw a carbon copy of Jaden Daniels in Washington. Skinny, mobile quarterback, and what happened? He got lit the fuck up because he's in a grown man's league now. It's gonna happen to Jaden Daniels, but look,
we'll see how he responds to it, of course.
Right. Not doing jumping jacks and bullshit on the stage or whatever, but I don't know if y'all remember that. But
yeah, they're giving these coaches and these rookie quarterbacks, like, to quote, was it 6 days, 7 nights? They're giving them a fucking toothpick and whatever, and expecting them to build a shopping mall. Well, you're not giving them any of the fucking tools and whatever it is to build the damn thing. So I can't say I'm out.
Give the motherfucker a hammer.
Yeah, give them some hammer, give them some nails, some 2x4s, and we got a fucking job. But they're not giving them any of this. They're just throwing him the keys to the car without ever teaching him to drive. And they have some understanding of the position, but like not at this level. You're playing against the best,
and especially AR is like, I mean, we all
Ross.
came into this season being like, yeah, this guy's gonna suck. Or last year when we drafted him, we are like, this guy's gonna suck for a long time. Every analyst was like, he's gonna suck right now, but you got to give it time. And now we're here only in year 2, and we're already saying, oh, his career's over. He's done. Like, are these people like, did it just go in one ear out the other? Like, is it just?
Well, because what happened was on draft night, when all the casual fans are watching us draft Anthony Richardson, all they're seeing is Mel Kiper Jr. and these other assholes out here saying, "Oh, this kid's an amazing prospect," and this and that. They're hyping him up, so the casual fan thinks this is Jesus Christ right here, and they're not listening to, Twitter or the people who really scout. They're the ones saying, hey, this guy's a project. He doesn't have a lot of games. They're not listening to that where they need to. They're listening to these fuckers on TV who are just there. They're putting on a show, and the casual fan doesn't understand that. They have to say these positive things to get you involved, to keep you coming back. What's our next pick? How awesome is our next pick going to be?
You remember in the draft, though, they don't say anything negative about it. 200 players are taken, and each one of them is the best at what they do. There's so many busts and people that don't even make the damn roster. They're like, this is going to be a phenomenal guy. It's going to help. They say the same thing about every single player. Not many of them pan out.
Pro comp for this like 4th round pick. Pro comp Tom Brady. Pro comp Justin Jefferson. I remember I'll watch, everyone turns on the draft a little bit. If you're a little bit of a deeper football fan, they turn on day 2 and 3, and you see that stuff, and you're like, really? Are we gonna? I guess I understand what you mean. If this guy hits the tippy top of his potential, you could see maybe someone who's comparable to that. But come on, give a realistic comp. Nobody does want to hear the pro comp being this guy's pro comp is Mo Alley Cox.
He'll probably be on the practice squad.
I mean,
you don't want to hear it.
Be honest with the people. Don't feed a bunch of.
Well, that's a good Jeff. He's on the practice squad. That's a.
But they got it. Really, they got to make it a show. They
real about it.
All they got to do.
Yeah.
But I will say with Anthony Richardson, I appreciate that he's on the sidelines. He's involved in what's happening. Every single time they'll pan to him, he's got his helmet on. He's ready to play, and he's looking at his play sheet. And so I give him credit. He's ready. He wants to play. You can tell he wants to go in, and he's ready when the coach, if and when the coach calls.
He's doing the right things. Yeah, he's doing the right stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So he's not sulking. He doesn't have his tail between his legs. He's not, towel on his head. And he's standing up, helmet on, and he wants to play. Fuck this team. No, you can tell that he's involved.
No, that would be a concern. That would be a concern.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case, sitting there moping,
if that's the case, you try and trade him in the offseason.
Yeah,
that shows a guy that's hungry. I don't think he was hungry coming into this year. I think he was comfortable. I think he was like, well, I'm going to be the starter no matter what, unless I get hurt. So this is a guy that's hungry. He's literally on the edge of the sideline. He's as close every time they got to him. He's as close to the field as possible. You could push him and he's like, okay, I'm going in. Like a dog, like a hungry puppy on a leash. He's ready
that's what you want to see, man. Yeah, you want to see that.
Absolutely.
So for his mistakes, at least he's trying to fix it, and he wants to go back in and show hey guys, I can change. I can learn from my mistakes. So that's good. Hopefully the fans see that.
And the tap out thing.
But... No, please.
Go.
Well, I just couldn't find it a little bit, but the tap out thing is so completely overblown. I think I said this when it happened. I was like, all right, that doesn't look good, but whatever. He's a fucking young kid. Has anyone else been 22? I'm 22. I've done some stupid shit in my lifetime, and I'll probably do some more stupid shit as I get older. Has anyone else been 22? I hear these 40-year-old adults sitting typing in the Instagram comment section, this guy's gonna be a bust. He's horrible. He's never gonna succeed because he tapped out of a football game. Dude, you tapped out of your high school game.
Okay, but
in the moment, you didn't want to see that at all. From you're supposed to be.
I mean, it's not what you want to see, but it's not a career-ending thing.
No, but why does it always seem that these first that happen are the fucking Colts? Like, first time you've ever seen a quarterback tap out of a game. First time you've seen whatever that dumbass fake punt was that Chuck Pagano ran. Like, why is it always us that asks, why couldn't one of these other quarterbacks tap out? Why did it have to be Anthony Richardson? Like, why do we always seem to be in the media for the most fucking stupid things? Like, can it just be someone else? Just one time.
Yeah.
Like, why can't we have a Barkley play where the guy's hurdling a fucker backwards? Like, why can't we ever have
to be fair, the New
It was
York
dope as
Jets
fuck, though.
the New York Jets hyped up a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers for like 2 years for them to go, what are they, 3-7 right now? They literally brought all their friends.
Right now.
I would be perfectly fine. I'm perfectly fine with having the tap out and not. I looked up the stat, like compared to the Giants. The Jets have been to 4 conference title games and not won any. The Giants have 4 Super Bowl wins in their history. Like, I'm perfectly fine with being the Colts, and we have a few embarrassing things that are like, yeah, whatever, it's stupid. Like, that's the fake punt was a lost season.
I'm sorry.
The banner, yeah, whatever. They gave it away to Barstool, and it's like a joke now. It's like, haha, hilarious. Like, I'm perfectly fine with that. It was a joke when they. We laughed at it. We laughed at it. It's a good way to, cope with humor. We laughed at our sadness of AFC finalists.
Jesus Christ! You can put divisional round champs. You can don't put AFC finalists. What the fuck?
We could do like 4th place in the NFL. Do like a 4th place.
Milk was a bad choice.
7th place finish in the 2025 season. Like,
oh god!
Don't hang the banner.
First overall draft pick.
Apparently, like back in the day, they used to do a 3rd place game in the NFL. Like they would do it during Pro Bowl week, and Don Shula was like, he just hated it. He was like, that was his motivation. I'm like, you really want to play in the fucking 3rd place game? I wish we would bring that back just for that year. We would go and play Green Bay in Hawaii because Green Bay lost to Seattle that year. That would have been hilarious. I would have loved to see that.
That's good.
Give us that 3rd place banner, baby.
Jesus. Hang the 3rd place banner.
Yeah. Like, at least we're not the Jets. That's the thing. Or the Panthers. At least we're not the Panthers.
With a Garrett Wilson, Devontae Adams, Breece Hall, an upcoming Braylon Allen. You've got your boy Alan Lazard and Aaron Rodgers.
How they're not producing. I don't.
They literally had a better record with Zach Wilson last year.
Robert Saleh wasn't the problem. That defense was fucking solid.
At this point in the year, Zach Wilson had a better record than the Jets. Like the Zach Wilson Jets were better. So Zach Wilson might be a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. I mean,
whoa, hot take.
Oh, that's going to be one of the shorts. It'll be the 5-second short. Zach Wilson's a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers.
You heard it here. You heard it here on Unstable. Zach Wilson is better than Aaron Rodgers.
Just like the media, I'm going to take that shit way out of context.
Oh yeah, blow that shit up. Don't put anything that we talked about beforehand. Just that clip right there.
Just that little statement. He's a better quarterback. Wilson's better than Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Oh man, we're gonna have so many people fucking nuts.
Thank you, Alex. That was awesome.
I got the stats to prove it.
I mean, you're not wrong.
They were at 500 last year through what, 10 games? What are we at? 10 games? Or not 500? I'm sorry, that was through 8. But still,
without Devontae Adams.
And without Devontae Adams.
And without Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Did they have Alan Lazard last year?
I think they did. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, because Rodgers brought him over. And I think they had Cobb, too, but I think Cobb got hurt, didn't he?
Oh, he was like 114, though. I don't know what
he was like elderly. Mike Williams? Yeah. Mike Williams isn't there anymore. Mike Williams was there last year.
Is there any other former Packers you want to bring over to New York?
I thought didn't they trade him this year, Mike Williams?
Yeah.
I think he was there last year. No?
Well, was he in New York
traded.
Or was he still in LA last year?
He was still in LA last year. They got him this year in free agency, and then they just traded him.
Yeah, that's right.
New York's doing really good.
Yeah. So we're going to be looking at the game next week. I think it's a good place to leave it off. I got to do this AFC South show here in a minute, so we're gonna go ahead and end it here. Going to be looking at probably either go live Thursday or Friday, and we're going to be checking out that Jets game. They got flexed out of primetime for obvious reasons. No need to go into more detail. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, if you're still here, please make sure you like, share, subscribe. head on over to Chaotically Intolerant. He's got 30 pages on his website of content, so a lot of good stuff. He doesn't just do NFL; he does everything: baseball, hockey, ping pong. He's in everything. So he's got a lot of stuff for you to look at. And we got our
Canadian curling is starting up soon.
Oh geez. And we got our fantasy guy down there, Kingmaker_DFF. Make sure you go over there, show him some love too. We appreciate the support. Again, press the buttons. We'll see you guys again either Thursday or Friday. Y'all be good people, and make sure you check out this AFC South show. We're probably gonna hit it here in a few minutes. Be good people.